It is day 3 of the Switch Sports Golf 21 Birdies Challenge. So we completed the 18 Birdies Challenge a couple days ago, where I made all of the standard 18 holes in Switch Sports Golf under par in a row. But there exist 3 extra holes in this game, holes 19, 20, and 21, which are known as the special holes, the challenge holes. And how can I say that I've completed the challenge this game has to offer without completing the 3 biggest challenges this game has to offer? So if I make it through the standard 18, which I cut the video after the last 18, I failed to consider that there were 3 more. If I make it through the standard 18, I now have to, in one video with no cuts, move on to the special 3 and complete holes 19, 20, and 21 in a row under par. So that's the new challenge. And we have this front pin location with some crosswind today on this first hole. I'm thinking we'll want to take some off of it with this 9-iron and let this roll up. So that feels about good. Oh, that felt like it was short. But if we get a good bounce off the fairway and a little bit of rollout, it'll get pretty close. So definitely short. Shorter than I wanted. But with 11 miles an hour, which is maximum on hole 1, not too bad of a shot. A 4-foot putt for birdie. And we'll move on to hole 2. These first 3 holes can only have up to 11 mile an hour winds, and then it goes up to 22 miles an hour for the next 3, and then you can have up to 33 miles an hour for the next ones. So we don't see 0 wind on any of the first 2 holes, or either of the first 2 holes, which is always, you know, nice to see, but not guaranteed. You only have a 1 in 6 shot of seeing that. But this pin is a nicer one, so we'll try to put this one close despite the wind. Okay, that felt pretty good. We'll see if we get the bounce. Okay, we didn't quite get the bounce, but it's going to roll and roll and roll and end up just next to the hole. Just a slight misread of the wind. It was going to be a bit of a guess. When you have any wind on this hole, it often is just kind of a guess, at least for me. But we'll end up real close and tap in for birdie. So 2 birdies through 2 holes. We'll move on to hole 3, the last one that can only have up to 11 mile an hour winds. And we once again won't see 0 miles an hour. So 0 miles an hour is always a fun one to see. We will not see it on these opening holes though. But no matter, we will send this down there. This actually isn't too bad of a wind direction with this dog leg. So we can hopefully put it pretty close on the next shot. I'm debating in my mind whether to hit this fade curve shot through the trees. But my success rate with it and the reward that it has given me when I've made it successfully has not quite been as much as I was looking for, hoping for. So, whatever. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to keep trying it until it works out for me. All right, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Let's see if we get the bounce off the fairway, the roll through the rough. Oh, and we'll make it to the green today. So that is the reason you want to do that sometimes. That little fade through the trees, you can get that low launch glide. And oftentimes this is a hole you can't reach into, and if you didn't do that, you definitely can't reach this into. But now we're on the green for an eagle putt. So we sneak a little eagle putt on the 3rd hole today. And we'll sink it. So a fun, finally a well-executed fade through the trees. And we get there in 2, despite not really deserving to. And the gap through the trees, if you go straight for it, just puts you in the bunker. But we make it there. Finally. That's the reason you do that sometimes. Alright, I'm glad that's finally, like, settled. And it feels so lame, like, doing that and then you end up with a bad result. But we finally get it. Alright. This one I want to be careful with. No, don't hit it too far. I'm going to use the 3-iron. And hopefully bounce it just short of the pin. That's going to be on the wrong side of it. So that'll roll back okay and end up in a spot where we'll have a good putt. But not the best executed shot. Obviously there was some wind to deal with, and this is way downhill, so the wind effects are amplified. But we'll put it close enough. I'm actually not going to adjust the aim at all, and we'll just trickle inside left of center for a birdie on hole number 4. Feeling good about this round so far. Got a nice well-executed eagle finally on a curve shot on hole 3, and we'll move on to hole 5 with 0 wind. Now, 0 wind on hole 5 is often nice to see in global mode when you can have different pins. But with this challenge, we only get that back left pin. I've accepted at this point that the pins are different in one-player mode versus multiplayer mode online. And at least on holes 5 and 6, you can only have that back left pin on hole 5 and that front left pin on hole 6, which are two of the more challenging ones, or the ones that are harder to score on.
Nice shot.
So we'll send this one out there with 0 wind. This is going to be a lot easier to judge where this is going to bounce. I know it's going to bounce just to the right on the top of that mound because the pin's on top of the mound, but not directly on top of the mound. So we're going to want to adjust barely to the left, even probably less than that. And then hit it just above pin high in terms of power, I think. I've played this enough now that I'm starting to get it down. And we'll see if that works. So we've seen very similar conditions on plenty of days. Ooh! And we'll dunk it off the back lip and in. So finally, I've been playing that hole roughly pin high most of the time, and it ends up just short. I've noticed that all the videos where I have like either crosswind or no wind, I end up just short. So I went for a little further than pin high, and I dunk it inside the back lip. And now I have to immediately reset here because we have more of a challenge on hole 6. I'm thinking the play is to put it out right of that little tiny tree that's really annoying. We're just past the fairway. I don't know whether to take any distance off of it. I think I won't. I think I'm just going to hit this full.
Nice shot.
That took some careful consideration, but I'm thinking that that's going to be about a good spot to leave it. And I will definitely have to use the 7-iron and maybe have to hit it a little further than I would like, just to make sure I clear those trees. So with this wind, I can aim left and avoid that bigger tree to the right anyway. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. And with the 7-iron, I think I'll just have to hit it almost towards the end of the power, even though this is way downhill. I'll have to clear those 2 trees safely because I just want to put it on the green today. So many times I've missed this green. So we'll try our best to just put it on the green, carry those 2 trees. We'll end up a little bit too far, but with the backspin, that should hopefully come back to the other side of that mound. And this won't be an easy shot by any means. We'll be 23 feet with some side hill action. But with that wind, I mean, it was going to be a challenge. This hole is not going to be easy. Okay. I want to hit this well to the right for sure, with plenty of power. And getting the power right is just going to be difficult. Probably about 2 dots, I'd say, is what I want to do. And that felt good. It's just going to be short, though. So some well-executed shots in the first couple holes. And hole 6 was just mean. I mean, I could have maybe gone for the tree strat. It's just that the spoon is so touchy. Like, you have to get the distance about perfect, otherwise you end up in trouble. You can end up short, which is terrible. You can end up trickling down and over that mound, which is pretty terrible. Or you can end up on the side, which is terrible. There's just so much that can go wrong, especially with this pin on hole 6, that I've been really varying my strategies to try to figure it out. And today was okay. I mean, I had to hit it a lot further than I wanted to on the approach shot, and it ended up doing about what I expected it to. I just knew that that was going to be more of a challenge on the putt, and I just left the putt a little short. So day 3, we will fail on hole number 6, and we'll see you tomorrow. After wasting a couple of eagles, hole 6 did not have the best of conditions, just kind of the wrong wind direction, and we have a par. So we'll move on to day 4 and hope for some nicer conditions to get by hole 6. Hole 6 is an evil hole. We'll see you tomorrow.